Hello, this is Steve Valley again, and again, your realtor. Let's dive into the contract portion of the residential resale real estate purchase contract. The first thing I want to point out is the language over here. The pre-printed portion of this form has been drafted by the Arizona Association of Realtors. Any change in the pre-printed language of this form must be made in a prominent manner. No representations are made as to the legal validity, adequacy, and/or effects of any provision, including tax consequences thereof. If you desire legal, tax, or other professional advice, please consult your attorney, tax advisor, or professional consultant. So let's dive into it. Section 1 goes over the property. Line 1 is the buyer's name, and any additional buyers would be over here. Line 2 is the seller's name and any additional sellers over here. There's a checkbox that basically says, or as identified in Section 9C. That's at the very end of this contract. But it's always best if we try to complete this as thoroughly as possible. So buyer agrees to buy and seller agrees to sell the real property with all improvements, fixtures, and appurtenances thereon, or incidental thereto, plus the personal property described herein collectively as the premises. The address is right here. We get the assessor's number directly from the county assessor's office. Put the city in here, Phoenix, Maricopa County, Arizona, zip code, and whatever the zip code is. Down here we'll put in the legal description, and then we dive straight into what the offer is. So let's just say we're buying a house for $500,000. We put in the full purchase price. It's $500,000, and it's paid as outlined below. First, typically you want to offer about 1% earnest money. You don't have to. That's always up for negotiation. But let's just kind of follow the rule of thumb. $5,000 earnest money to be deposited within 48 hours of acceptance. Let's say this is a 10% down, so they have an additional $45,000 to equal the full $50,000 of deposited funds. But the additional funds will be deposited on or before close of escrow. So when you sign at the very end, that's when you can bring the extra $45,000, and then the loan to be funded with a conventional loan of $450,000, and these numbers right here should always total the full purchase price. So the earnest money will be in the form of either a personal check or a wire transfer, or if you had money orders or something like that, we could check other right there. Money orders aren't always easy to track or anything like that, but however you want to do it, upon acceptance of this offer, the earnest money, now we said deposit with 48 hours of acceptance, so that it's not going to be upon acceptance, but the funds will be deposited with the escrow company. So we'll turn that check in or have the wire transfer, the money sent there. If it's an all cash sale, the letter of credit or a source of funds from a financial institution documenting the availability of funds to close is attached. So a bank statement, anything like that, showing that we have funds to close. If you're not getting a loan, we've got to attach it to the purchase offer or contract. Close of escrow shall occur when the deed is recorded at the appropriate county recorder's office. Buyer and seller shall comply with the terms and conditions of this contract, execute and deliver to the escrow company all closing documents, and perform all other acts necessary in sufficient time to allow close of escrow to occur. Close of escrow is often shortened to COE. And then we have March 1st, 2020. That's the COE date. If the escrow company or recorder's office is closed on that date, it shall occur the next day that both are open for business. Buyer shall deliver to the escrow company a cashier's check, wired funds, or other immediately available funds to pay any down payment, additional funds, or buyer's closing costs, and instruct the lender, if applicable, to deliver immediately available funds to the escrow company in a sufficient amount and in sufficient time to allow close of escrow to occur on the close of escrow date. Buyer acknowledges that failure to pay the required closing funds by the scheduled close of escrow, if not cured after a cure notice is delivered pursuant to Section 7A, and we'll get there in another video as well, shall be construed as a material breach of the contract, and the earnest money shall be subject to forfeiture. All funds are in U.S. currency. Possession. So when do you get the keys? The seller shall deliver possession, occupancy, key, existing keys, and or means to operate all locks, mailbox, security systems, alarms, and common area facilities to the buyer at close of escrow. Now, again, close of escrow is when it records. So as soon as it records, it's your house. Brokers recommend that the parties seek independent counsel from insurance, legal, tax, and accounting professionals regarding the risk of pre-possession or post-possession of the premises. So at close of escrow is here. If we wanted to check a box, like they need an extra 2 days to move out, something like that, we'd check this box and put that in here. Again, we don't always recommend that, but it's an option. The addenda incorporated. So if you have an HOA, I checked the box for HOA here. If there's a well on the property, we check this box and we attach an addendum, basically that goes over the agreements for the well, the HOA, lead-based paint, all those kind of things. Okay, what fixtures come with the property? The fixtures and personal property are right here. So this is a pretty extensive list. Basically anything built-in appliances, things like that. If owned by the seller, the following items are also included in the sale. A fixed alternate power system serving the premises, solar. If they own, it says owned. If they're leased solar, that's a whole nother animal. In-ground pool equipment, stuff like that. So read through these items to see what you get. Refrigerator is not a fixed. Stove would be a fixed, but a refrigerator does not. Washer dryer are not a fixed. Oftentimes they do offer them with the property. So if they did offer them with the property, we'd check this box for refrigerator as seen with the property on 3/2/20. So that would be, we'd put the date that you saw the property, and then washer dryer if they have them. And they'll typically put that in the MLS when they're offering those things as well. Additional existing property included shall not be considered part of the premises and shall be transferred with no monetary value and free and clear of all liens or encumbrances. Leased items shall not be included in the sale. Seller shall deliver notice of all leased items within 3 days. After contract acceptance, buyer shall provide notice of any leased items disapproved with the inspection period within 5 days of the notice, whichever is later. Again, if this is an all-cash sale, Section 2 does not apply. Section 2 is financing. We'll get into that next.